Hey everyone, welcome back. Adam here with Indy Farm Life. Today I'm going to show you guys how to fix an air leak on your garage door along the side. Now this is not a weather stripping issue, it's much more mechanical in nature than that, if mechanical is a continuum. It's cold out here, let me show you what's going on. We're going to go inside and give this a fix. So as you look at this garage door, you can see on the side here, we do in fact have weather stripping and across the top, and obviously the seal at the bottom. But as you look at the seal on the side, you can see it's tight, and you start to see a shadow, so daylight from the inside, and then it gets tight again. I think we have the fix for that. Oh, mud dauber. The opposite side does just the same. It's like 15 degrees today, cold. And just for reference, here is a look from the inside. Absolutely a ton of daylight and a ton of cold air coming in here. Sorry, I can't keep going, there's a cabinet here. And when I first saw this issue, I thought, okay, that's easy enough. I'll come out here and just adjust this so I have more pressure forward or backward. Unfortunately, the brackets on this door are not designed that way. And in fact, I've learned that almost all garage doors are not designed to have the track move in and out. There's a way around it. I could pop these rivets and make it work. But as it stands today, there's no easy adjustment on this track. So here's a closer look at what I mean. In theory, this whole track should move in just a little bit to help seal this garage door tighter. The problem with that is, well, A, it's riveted, and there's no easy way to do that. But you can see you could pop these rivets and put it on a bolt on a slide if you wanted to. But as soon as you do that, you're then going to be forcing the top in, and the top already has a pretty good seal to it. So we've got another fix here. The fix is actually to replace these hinges. So these hinges are referred to as the Green Hinge System, and they're pretty simple but ingenious all at the same time. So as you can see here, profile view, I got a spring on here, and the roller goes through this bottom hole, and it's on a spring. So as soon as you put it in there, you're gonna have pressure on that door. And this being a 4-panel door, you only have 3 hinges. You don't do anything with the bottom. So we have 1, 2, 3. And all 3 parts are actually a little bit different. They have a fatter offset. I'll show you in a moment. But yeah, you replace the hinges on this side, nothing at the bottom, nothing at the top, nothing in the middle, and then you also replace the hinges on this side. So a 4-panel door will require 6 hinges. And so there are my 6 hinges on my chaotic workbench. You can see they're labeled 1, 2, and 3. I believe you start at the bottom and work your way to the top with these. Green Hinge claims that these will close up to a 1/4 inch gap. I think I might have more than that, but then again, I saw reviews online about these before I bought them, and it sure looked like people closed more than a 1/4 inch gap. So we'll see. I've never used these before, so you're learning right along with me. I want to show you guys one more thing before I put these on, just to kind of troubleshoot and explain the issue at large. So before I even bought these and tried it, I was probably like you, trying to figure out why this door was doing this. And I thought, oh, I had too much down pressure on my door. The bottom is pressed in, the top's pressed in, and it's causing the door to buckle. What if I would take the opener and lighten the pressure on there? And you can certainly mimic that by just pulling the ripcord here, which I did, and it made things all the worse. Let me show you. So here we are on the far side before. You see the top is seated nicely. And so while this is extreme, we have now eliminated the pressure of the door at the top, and you can see we are in a much worse off position. If I come back and put a little pressure on the top here, obviously the top closes, we're still faced with the same issue at the bottom. In the grand scheme, it might just be a poor install, but let's give these things a whirl. All right, this should be pretty straightforward. I wasn't really planning to do this, but if you've watched enough of my videos, you can kind of see here, I keep a pressure washer right here, and didn't like the idea of all that crazy cold air just landing on it. So I took it down for now, but the garage itself is like 50 degrees, but don't want this, freezing. There's one bolt that's behind the roller bar. Man, this is the whole mechanic versus engineer thing. It's gonna be real fun to tighten that one. Okay, I got the 3 hinges on both sides. As you saw there, just direct swap. There's the old hinges laying there. We're gonna give the door a little test before we hook it back up to the opener. I'll show you the gap, or basically lack thereof, in a moment. Once I get the opener back on there, I'll have even more pressure to be really tight. But they did say once you hook this up and you manually adjust it a couple times, you may have to change the top roller a little bit in and out. So we'll see. That's pretty darn smooth. Quiet too. It's cold. It's kind of cool to watch these hinges move in and out, or these rollers. Here, check this out. This is pretty cool. All right, got her all buttoned up, tested her a few times. Let's go outside and look at the gap before we look at the one in here. So over here in this corner, if we compare it to before, see things are much better sealed up here. I still have one small little like gap, but I think that's actually a defect in the door, because this whole seam is a little bit of offset. The other side, same situation, a much tighter seal. And again, this one door panel kind of sitting back from the other. That's not really the hinge's problem, it's my problem. Let's go inside. This is the far side here. Hardly anything. There's that one spot. Again, I think it's this panel. I may have to somehow try to get that one to sit forward. And the most important side, where the pressure washer sits, pretty darn good. That one little spot there. Otherwise, I don't see daylight, cold air coming in here anymore. Perfect. You don't have that crazy in and out rattle anymore on the door. Time will tell how they hold up, but this is like 14 gauge steel. That's no problem. Maybe a spring goes bad, but I'm sure they sell replacement springs or have warranty items on springs. Then again, you can probably find that spring just about anywhere. So I'm gonna give them a thumbs up, like $112 for this door. I'll probably order some for the other doors around here. They do make different varieties, so this is kind of the heavier duty one. Any door over 12 feet has to have these gold springs. Under 12 feet, it's a different unit, so just be aware of that. I'll link it down below. These guys didn't sponsor me, they didn't send this to me. I bought it with my own money. Just wanted to fix for this little area right here by the pressure washer, and just to keep drafts out of the garage. So hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time. I'm off to the next project. Take care. Son of a...